Welcome to Dateline Polk with news about your county government. I'm your host, Stephen Barnes. Today, you'll learn about County Commission actions from the October 17th board meeting. Following several weeks on the new job, the county's new waste and recycling contractors addressed the board Tuesday to discuss their successes and shortcomings. After 2 full weeks on the job, the county's new waste and recycling contractor addressed the board Tuesday to discuss the progress made in stabilizing residential waste collection services under the new contracts that went into effect on October 2nd, which included changes in collection days, the transition from recycling bins to carts, and changes in recycling materials that are accepted.
Things are progressing as we expected that they should. The first week brought with it some challenges for those that weren't certain about their day, and as our employees learned their routes and learned their trucks, we got through that. Any folks that were missed, we made every attempt to come back and pick them up. Week 2 found fewer and fewer challenges as customers began to understand what their new collection days were and the rules for recycling and how to get that collected. As our drivers as well became more and more experienced. Then as we move into week 3, yesterday we found that things have gotten much smoother. The county's reported that over half the calls volume were down completely, and drivers are getting much more comfortable, and the citizens are certainly understanding what's going on. So we're very pleased.
Things are going really well. We're getting better week by week. We're in our 3rd week now. From week 1 to week 2, though, we've seen dramatic improvement. So while we're not immune to errors, but we're certainly getting better, okay? So I've seen about a 25–30% improvement week over week.
The board approved a contract with Tri-County Human Services Incorporated for the Men's In-Jail Substance Abuse Treatment Program, also known as JASA. The contract, which is for $174,100, focuses on substance abuse issues with adult male inmates through a 12-step program with a post-release treatment plan that incorporates aftercare services. Another contract with Tri-County Human Services was approved for the New Beginning Transition Center, a 4-phase residential intensive outpatient treatment for women. The program attempts to break the cycle of addiction and assist participants in re-entering the community and becoming productive citizens. The contract is not to exceed $541,660. The board also approved a $200,000 contract with Peace River Center for Personal Development Incorporated that will provide the behavioral health services in a primary care setting for Polk residents who qualify. The contract will provide psychiatric evaluations, medication management, individual and family therapy, along with case management and treatment plans. A resolution for the Hillsborough and Polk Freight Logistics Zone Strategic Plan and the designation of a Freight Logistics Zone was adopted by the board. Projects that occur within this Freight Logistics Zone may be eligible for priority in state funding and incentive programs. The First Amendment to a consultant agreement with Hydro Solutions Consulting for the second part of the Cherry Hill Water Production Facility was approved Tuesday. The services in this amendment will include final design and permitting along with bid and construction phase services. The agreement is not to exceed $889,005. A fire protection agreement with the City of Lakeland was approved by the board. That agreement for services, which defines fire coverage and emergency response within the city limits and surrounding unincorporated areas, is expected to cost about $535,301. An interlocal agreement with Lakeland Area Mass Transit District was approved by the board on Tuesday, which gives about $1.9 million in match funding for the county-wide transit system. In other news, the board also recognized 6 employees for their continued service to the county, which included Barbara Hill, an inventory clerk in the Parks and Natural Resources Division, for 20 years of service. Joy Johnson, the Administrator for Health and Human Services, for 20 years of service. Everett Ball, a battalion chief with Polk Fire Rescue, for 25 years of service. Kevin Wiles, a paramedic and field training officer with Polk Fire Rescue, for 25 years of service. Ronald Wilson, a driver and engineer with Polk Fire Rescue for 25 years of service. The board proclaimed October 2017 as Let's Talk Month, with Savannah Osteen and Sara Pomponio accepting the proclamation on behalf of the Healthy Start Coalition of Hardy, Highlands, and Polk counties.
Well, the Healthy Start Coalition helps mothers and babies have healthy pregnancies and healthy births and healthy babies. We have our Teen Pregnancy Prevention Alliance in all 3 counties, and so the Teen Pregnancy Prevention Alliance helps prevent teen pregnancies. We keep track of the stats for Florida every year for Polk County, and we just try to intervene in the community with events and education to try to lower the rates.
The board proclaimed November 2nd, 2017 as Commuter Superhero Day. Stephanie Martin, representing the Department of Transportation District 1, accepted the proclamation.
Commuter Superhero Day is going to be on November 2nd in Fort Blount Park in downtown Bartow. So we want everyone to come out. We're going to be promoting biking, walking, transit, parking rides, and we're going to be doing a lot of different drawings. We're going to have helmet fittings and an interactive bike course, and we'll be having games, and everyone will also be dressed up like superheroes. And there'll be a lot of other different organizations, local governments, and then also other vendors there as well to provide food and other alternative things. So thank you. We hope to see you all out there soon.
Darrell Starling was appointed to serve on the Housing and Neighborhood Development's Affordable Housing Advisory Committee for the remainder of a 3-year term, which expires in December 2019. In public hearings, during the afternoon session, the board held several public hearings on a variety of items. Those items up for consideration included an ad valorem tax exemption, which was approved by the board Tuesday for Capital Management HHP Incorporated, which plans to create 25 new jobs and make a $7.6 million capital investment. The exemption gives the company a 50% reduction in ad valorem taxes for 3 years from 2018 through 2020. The company specializes in high-pressure pasteurization, which uses cutting-edge technology to kill pathogenic bacteria in ready-to-eat food. The board cleared the way for the creation of Cinco Soccer in West Lakeland by approving a small-scale comprehensive plan map amendment. That action changes the future land use map designation from Business Park Center to Commercial Enclave on 2.6 acres in the Transit Supportive Development area, which was formerly the Red Barn Restaurant. The board approved a Land Development Code amendment for the North Ridge Selected Area Plan. The amendment includes BPC-2X subdistrict standards in the tables for use, dimensional regulations, and density limits. An ordinance that changes the Land Development Code subdistrict map on about 307 acres from Business Park Center 1X to Business Park Center 2X in the North Ridge Area Selected Plan was also approved by the board Tuesday. The board took no action on a first reading of a proposed ordinance that would amend the Land Development Code to add a new use of outdoor concert venues as a conditionally permitted use in select future land use districts, provided for conditions of approval, revised review criteria and application requirements for special events, and provide definitions. The first reading of a proposed ordinance to amend the Land Development Code to add event facility as a conditional permitted use in select future land use districts, provide for conditions of approval, a parking standard, and add or revise related definitions. A speed hump along Queens Cove Boulevard in Winter Haven was approved Tuesday. The traffic calming device is expected to cost about $1,750. During the afternoon session, the board approved a series of special street lighting districts. The lighting districts create special taxing districts for neighborhoods wanting street lighting. Those approved Tuesday include the neighborhoods and areas of Solavita Phase 51, Hallam Preserve East, Highlands Grace, Solace Gardens, the Enclave at Hardin, Magnolia Preserve, Creeks Crossing, Delphi, Bellanova Phases 1, 2, and 3, and Solavita Phase 7-F in 7E Unit 2. Well, that wraps up this edition of Dateline Polk. To keep current with programs and progress in the county, visit us online at polk-county.net or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We encourage you to join us at the next scheduled board meeting at 9 a.m. Tuesday, November 7th. I'm Stephen Barnes. Thanks for watching.